Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. Someone asked me, in fact, maybe 3 people asked me last week, why do I so often offer my bikes away as projects instead of completing them? They're good questions, guys. Now, I would never offer my projects away if I felt they were not achievable by myself, because that would be unfair to others. So the reason I do it is because I know how much enjoyment you get out of completing a task. Let's say, for example, we've got a 2012 Typhoon there. It's all ultra low emissions free. It runs, it rides, it brakes, it does what it needs to do. Let's say I sold that for £500 with the ignition set, with a battery, starting, running, riding, and of course with the number plate, yes? It's valued at about £1,200, I would say. It would sell for between £1,000 and £1,200. That leaves someone £500 spare room just to throw the panels back on and wait for a logbook for 6 weeks. But also they can use the bike while waiting for the logbook, throw some insurance on it, and they will still make £500 on top. So the reason I do that quite often is because I know I can do it. I know I can finish this bike for pounds. It'd probably cost another 50 quid. But I offer it to other people out of politeness, out of niceness actually, so that they can have something where all the hard work's done and just finish it off and get a sense of achievement. Same for this bike. I've put this up on Gumtree today for 500, but I offer it to my watchers for about 250 for the same reason. They get to polish it, do their bits and pieces to it. It starts, it runs, it rides, it brakes, it has 5 months MOT left on it. But look, it'd be nice if someone attempted a paintwork on it. Let's say, for example, someone buys it and wants to try their first knacker's yard paint job, but it's a lovely bike. It's not so far gone that you couldn't do it. In fact, that job would make this bike worth a small fortune maybe. And if it was outside of London, we don't have all that ultra low emission stuff to worry about. So that's why I offer them. So it's never me giving up on a project. It's never me taking the mick and passing the project on to someone else. It's always thinking about other people positively. I've got the new ignitions for these. I've got there's a blur on the screen. I've got the new ignition for that in this little thing over here, and I've got a working battery for it as well. I believe it's working. So today, if we're really lucky, that bike could have all its panels back on and an ignition set working. So it could be kind of start on the button. That'd be really cool. I might then just order the number plate and, like I said, sell it on cheap to a watcher ideally for them to finish. Now finishing then would honestly mean applying for the logbook using the fee62 form. That costs you 25 quid and waiting. I'll do like the MOT checks, but it'd probably be for you to get that done fully. Otherwise, of course, it ends up me completing the whole task and selling it on. And yeah, same with this. So I think I'm going to have a little play with this at the moment. I'm going to try and put the ignition set in. Sorry guys, I think it's the sun on the screen. Let me see, there you go. I think I'm going to try and put the ignition set in. It's just 2 clips. You just clip them in here, and the front should be kind of good to go and ready to bolt back together. And then the other one is here in the seat. If all of this mechanism is still working, it may or may not be. What's going on there? I'll have to look at that. I think that's meant to be underneath. Is it? Yeah, so I'll have a look at that. We'll try and get all of that back to standard, and we'll try and get this bike turning the key on the button with a battery in it, and it may even start up. It may even have all its lights and a horn and everything else. So that's something to look at today. If the rain holds off, which it's just started raining gently now, I'm going to put the oil in the ZL600, get the cooling system in it and flushed, fire it up, balance the carbs as best as I can, and make some movement on the ZL 600. Daniel, you asked me this morning about the side panels. They're up there that make... So I basically coated them with more clear coat because they take a lot of crap where they sit. So I wanted them to be a bit firmer. I've also got a better clear coat from Halfords, a thicker one. And I've got a proper 2K mix yourself one as well. And I think some parts, maybe the front mudguard, possibly the belly pan. I think they're going to need the thicker ones, because that's back there as well, the belly pan. But of course I don't want to put all that stuff on until I've done the flushes, the oil, and it kind of turns over on the button. So for now, let's try and get the key working in the Typhoon. That'll be pretty cool, I think. Guys, just to show you that some things do go to plan, I just whipped all this off, gave it a good greasing, obviously put in a new lock set, and we've got a working lockable seats now. Just to double confirm that everything's going well, we also have a working ignition set on and off, and it has its steering lock. So we now have an ignition set for our Typhoon. That is brilliant. That's such a good step. So I'm going to piece it back together a little bit, put the front panel on, get some of the panels back onto it, and get it looking like a bike a little bit more, because that could be one of the next kind of sales, I guess. This will go at some point, and then that can go after it, or I'll just keep plugging away at it, guys, get it its MOT, get it done and dusted properly. May even keep it as a summer bike for while I'm waiting for the logbook or something, but we'll see. Honestly though, if anyone's interested in completing it, doing the nitty gritty bits, let me know. You can have it for 500, like I said. It's a 2012. I've got the reg, I know the reg. I'll order a number plate for it anyway. Right, yeah, let me put it over here, and I want to get some more pieces put on it. I want it to look like a bike again. Okay guys, so I've put the battery in because I want to test all the front lights, but just for good measure, let's see if we fire up on its own battery. Yeah, let's get you a nice spot. I'm not going to mess with it, guys, I'm just going to see if it fires easily enough. It's got no horn, so we need to look at the horn before we do anything else. That was nice. It's a good sounding engine, that. I think we checked the indicators, didn't we? Nice. I don't know, is this the rear light? Is this on? Currently it's not on. I don't think, should we try the brake lights? I can't see that you can. Oh, I don't know what's working and what's not down there. I need to have a good look at that. But I also want to get the front lights on and see what's working on the front lights. I don't know what's really rattly in here. It could be the rollers, or there could be just something hanging loose somewhere and just rattling away. But it's nothing that worries me. Alright, cool, I'm going to check the front lights. Front light check. So there's no power at all to the front lights. Now I'm wondering, there's one missing fuse in here and there's one fuse in there. I wonder if one of them is a light fuse. Let me chuck one in and see what happens. That's a 7.5, that one. So I chucked the fuse into the spare spot, but I didn't check the first one, so let's see. shows you guys, sometimes it's as simple as that. I need to pop this cover off, look at the brake light switches, they're causing me problems. But that bit is kind of done and dusted. I can, in theory now, nip that up. There is one thing that's bothering me inside this light. There's a broken piece, I don't know where it's from. I might need to take this apart and give it a bit of love before doing it all up, because look, that's just annoying. I mean, you could probably take it out, but if it's too far gone, it won't have the right beams. So I think let's get it a bit closer, maybe chuck some glue on the bits and pieces that are there, and we'll get it more normal. So this light has become a right pain in the arse, guys. I've been piecing it together like a Lego. I had to literally cut off the front glass because I can't find it anymore anywhere. eBay, online, anywhere. You can buy whole front panels with the light in for 250 quid, but not going to happen. So I'm going to keep hacking away at it, get it to a point where it's workable, maybe, and then we'll see what happens from there. So this fix looks terrible, guys. It's been the glass I glued back in with super glue, and then I used high temp silicone around the outside. Now you don't see this silicone because there's a bezel that cuts it out just on the line. You might see a tiny bit, but you won't see much. But the innings are all back together now and proper, so it have the right beam. Again, if I could have found one of these on eBay, I would have bought it, and I still might if I find one. But for now, I want to get the bike back together. So even though that silicone looks rough, it will dry, it will do the job, it will keep the rain out, which is what we want. And the beam should be fine. So that is a version of a repair. Again, it's another thing that you guys can do at home. You don't have to fork out 50, 60, 70 quids. If you're a bit brave and can pop to Halfords and get some silicone and stuff, you can do these kinds of repairs. Alright guys, front panel's back on, that's nice. Just check all the electrics at this stage. Make sure you've got your high beam, low beam, because it'll be a right pain in the arse. That's great. So at the moment, it's looking a bit like a bike again. I'm going to pop this top panel off. I need to get the brake lights switches either cleaned or greased or whatever they need really to get them working. The rear one works intermittently, but we need it working every time really for MOT and for starting up purposes. So pop that top panel off. So we noticed that this has these style switches on them, so they're similar, it just presses in and out. But the first thing I've really noticed is look at the colour. See, look, there's dust and crap on there, so it won't be making a great connection. That's what contact cleaner is for. Put some contact cleaner on that. But you can also pop this out. You can unscrew it, look. You unscrew it. And then you check the plunger itself. These ones are different, so like it should plunge in and out. This one's kind of stuck in. Oh no, it's plunging fine. So give it a clean. Give the wires a clean. Sorry about the filming. I chuck that back in, and then I think this rear one will become more normal. But the front one's not working at all, so I need to double check that properly. But these cost, you know, pounds, guys. So give them a bit of a clean up, chuck them back in. It should go back to normal. So if we plug this back in on the switch, just to play with it by hand, and then we'll see if the light works. Cheers, buddy. In fact, that's on now, isn't it? So let's see if it flickers on and off. Yeah, we're back, yeah? We've got a working brake light switch.
That's good.
Perfect. That means it will start every time now. That's good news. It will start every time now, guys. So I'm going to put that one back on. We'll have a look at the other one. Alright, guys. So that little fix didn't work. So it's not the wiring on this one. It's the... I think you'll find the internals are caked. So these ones are quite easy. You see you have a press box here and a press box there. Press it in, you pull it apart, and we should see, I think we'll see corrosion in there on the inside. Same as last time. Clean it up. We should get back on track. But these are temperamental. They do fall apart. So we'll play it by ear like we did last time. So here you go, guys. Hopefully we've got some sort of focus, but it's very caked and corroded. Again, exactly like last time, give it all a good clean so that there's a metal connection. and then we should technically be back on track. So be careful, anything you take off, make sure you know where it goes, clean it all up, tiny bit of grease, see if we've got it back. Alright guys, all cleaned up, same deal again. Let me set you up, you'll know before I do whether it's working or not. Hopefully it is, and then we can just put all the bike back together. So, there you go. Them things, brake light switches, I never used to do. I never used to mess. I just buy new ones, wait the week, put them on. Stuff like that. Like you save 15 quid there. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up altogether. And you don't have to wait a week for the replacement. So that's great, guys. So we can put the handlebars back together. Just double check the brakes and stuff. We'll put the handlebars back together. What was we struggling? Horn. It has no horn, does it? I bet that's got caked wiring as well. Oh, we got the horn. All right, there you go. Yeah, that'll be kind of slightly dodgy wiring as well, I'm sure, that one. What's next? I'll put that back on. Give it a clean while it's off. That's the best time to do it. Chuck it all back on, and then this bike technically starts, runs, rides and brakes at this stage. I think. It needs a number plate. Alright guys, apart from the actual kind of cleaning up, the Typhoon is doing great. So we've got a seat that's secured and locked now. So it's secured and locked on the key. That's great. And a normal kind of ignition now, including steering lock. Starts up. I think we should let it warm up. I think we should throw some air in the tyres. Let it warm up and just run it just here, just see it move. I think obviously we can't go too nuts, we've got no rear number plate, it's not MOT'd, it's not taxed or anything else, but apart from that, missing this little plate here that may or may not be in there. I may have taken that off, but I don't think I did, and that's it really. I've got that plate there somewhere. It needs a bit of a clean. I'm going to get some turtle wax cut and shine on the panels. That'll clean it up nicely. And everything kind of works as it should. So let's get some air in the tyres and we'll just fire it up, and we'll just kind of have a little play with it just to show you that it is all pretty much done and dusted. For MOT, these will pass, but they're not ideal, guys. Look, they're so bent. So it wouldn't hurt to get 2 new levers there and throw them on. Wouldn't hurt at all. It wouldn't take 10 minutes, and it would cost about 20 quid or less. The horn is back in play now. That's good. I'm gonna just pull up the rear brake wire. There'll be a hook for it somewhere. I'm just gonna hook that up, and that's it. It's actually a good bike now, but we don't actually know that until we warm it up and turn the throttle. So please do press the like button. I've said it a lot recently, but I get kind of 300 or 400 watches quite quickly, and then 30 likes. And if anyone who watches the video just presses like, that'll really help the channel out. Let's fire up the Typhoon. We've just pumped the tyres. Yeah, go on, Mavjab, go on. Yeah, it's normal, mate. It's normal key, normal running bike. It should just fire up. All the brake lights work now. It will need a minute or two to warm up. Excellent, front lights on, that's good news. Wow, give it a minute or two to warm up. And then, do you want to take it on its maiden voyage? It's got no number plate though, you'd have to be really careful, but I'd like to see if it feels normal.
It's quite low fuel.
I've got loads here in the container, I'll top it up.
Top up a little bit.
Yeah, because also that's old stale fuel, so the new fuel will help it run even better. I don't know if I've done any brake work to it. It does have brakes though. Alright guys, next week let's remember to check the brakes. Probably quite important. I didn't show you, but I found that middle panel, so it has got all of its panels now. And it should just kind of be a riding, braking bike, I think. I can't remember if I did anything to the brakes, Rabjab. I don't think we got that far yet. The Vespa starts off the kick. There's not even a battery in here and it still starts off the kick. Or it did earlier. Warren didn't ride this for 3 weeks because the battery died. He didn't think about kicking it over. It looks okay. I might have to take it up and down. I need to see if it's normal. Alright, here, swap. You take the camera.
Better you, because I don't want to risk getting points.
Alright, let me grab my helmet though. It's running normal, guys. It's running normal like a Piaggio would. It's hitting top speed. It's fully revving out. The brakes are fine, although I'm going to check them and clean them. He's numpty. He's gone right to the end. Suspension seems fine. It seems nippy actually. Oh, it's very nippy. It's quite nippy, isn't it? Brake light's working. I think it's a great little bike. No, the stand. It's at the back, silly. Stand on it. No, it doesn't have a side stand, back stand. Stand on it. Come on, pull your weight up. That's it. That's it. There you go.
Police back there looking at me.
Police fan?
Yeah.
Not bike?
Nah.
Fan, yeah. It's fine, it's fine. You just tell them you're testing a bike in here. They never bother us. I like it. That's quite quick, isn't it?
That wire out, man.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up a little bit, the wire.
Why gonna stand the thing on it?
Side stand? They don't all have side stands.
That's what I want.
Most of them don't. Look, most of them have rear stands only. They're all the same engines.
That is nippy, man.
It is nippy, isn't it?
That was good. I don't know how fast I'll do, about 30 or something.
It was nippy.
You need to the speedo out.